Boo Lawson once again. This time I'm speaking to you through a harmonica microphone, because having fun while doing this seems to be the only way that it'd be worth it. East Boo Saga Episode 2. Here we go.
Hello, welcome to another episode of East Boo Saga. Chapter sort of review on 1122. I'm calling this one Not Gonna Lie, Fruit Gonna Fruit. So, I've been thinking a lot about the HAKI rope that we saw Emmett use to send the Gorosei packing. There's a lot of fun stuff to get into and how exactly that all works. I'm not going to focus today on what happened when the Gorosei was sent flying, actually. I'm going to instead focus on the knot itself and the idea of putting HAKI into the fruit. We are looking into through the looking glass, people. Through the looking glass. Enma, for example. We've got Odin's aura emanating from his sword, as Kaido put it. Did it seep into the sword over time? Was it stored there intentionally by Odin at a prior time? We've got some passive stuff happening here. There's a lot of people who think that the straw hat, Mugiwara, is actually, it's got HAKI inside of it. And if that's the case, if there's HAKI inside of that, we're looking at, if there's HAKI inside of that hat, how did it get in there? Was it put in actively? Did it seep in? Is it like, because it's his favorite hat and he loves it so much, it just goes like some Jack Sparrow shit, not without my hat. Like Vegapunk's message, right? If we can put HAKI into objects, and that HAKI itself is immune to the ravages of time, what other things have we seen that have lasted that long that could do that? It lasts longer than characters, except for the likes of Zanisha, or Eam, if Eam's from the Void Century. Like, Zoro has to convince his sword, like, to let him use his HAKI with it. There's something going on there. Which leads me to my theory. What about a devil fruit? Very mystical, unexplained objects. What if Joy Boy put a lot of his HAKI into one of those? What if he put it into the one that Luffy ate? What if the fruit that Luffy's eaten has some huge amount of Joy Boy's HAKI in it? When you take a devil fruit and you put HAKI into it, and then the user of that fruit dies and the devil fruit comes back, does the HAKI that the person put in come back as well? Devil fruits, like if you can make lasting changes, alterations to one, and they are considered part of a new whole, can that whole then be fucking reproduced, and then we have like, because you could have some part of yourself, or the HAKI part of yourself, be immortal. If the implications of that are the implications of that, you could also have any devil fruit could have any person from before inside of it. Like, it had me thinking, like, Brooks fruit, the Yomi Yomi no Mi, does that have the second life aspect of it? How is that triggered? Is death the trigger, or does HAKI come into play there, like jolted back into life like a defibrillator? Is the HAKI like another life in a video game? Like, does that get used up, burned up, and then instead of the person's life? The implications for it are crazy, and to what extent, if there is haki inside of a devil fruit, does that inform the mannerisms and the behavior and the actions and intentions and motives of the characters that eat those fruits? Do they take on other people's personalities? This has been a lasting thing that people have thought about in the community and had lots of theories about for some time, like whether or not there are demons inside of devil fruits or souls, or what it is inside of devil fruits that gets the magic happening. What is that aspect? Like, I mean, Vegapunk mentions it in his theories about what the devil fruit could be. So, what's the equation here? Like, if a devil fruit comes back whenever the user dies, growing somewhere randomly in the world, does that devil fruit come back exactly as it was, or can someone make alterations to it that will be reproduced throughout time? Like, despite the experiences of the person who actually has the fruit. What I mean is, if Joy Boy puts haki into a fruit, into a devil's fruit, will it naturally occur inside of the fruit the next time that it grows again? Is the devil in the devil fruit the presence of will or spirit or haki or something that's being reproduced in it over and over and over and over again? We need to talk about the rope. We need to talk about Emmett's rope. Joy Boy's powers in the rope. Somebody explain to me how many things can be done to objects with haki. I need to know. I need to know. Of Joy Boy being able to compartmentalize his haki. If he's able to put a limited amount of his haki in the rope, he's also able to split it according to his choosing, right? So one then wonders how. Some sort of advanced haki control? Are we talking like levels like Shanks levels, or is it like Rio? Or I assume it's something that only the really, really good haki users can use. Maybe it's like the Opie no Mi, like Trafalgar Water D Law, like his fruit. He was able to splice all sorts of things, anything within the dome, and you have that immortal sort of life extending surgery that kills the user. Maybe it's someone using that fruit that is able to help splice haki up. I don't understand how one would go about the process of doing it unless, someone had done it beforehand. It is a bit Voldemort and the Horcruxes in Harry Potter. It is a bit, let's put pieces of the soul into these artifacts so that they can be fucking thrown about and hidden and guarded by shit so that no one can defeat me and I can live through these objects, and if the right person comes along and does the right thing with them, they can bring me back to life. I don't think I want that to be the case. I'd rather it's more string pulling from well before, like I want it to be some sort of well planned, well executed plan where Joy Boy and the boys and the girls and the peoples got together and they figured out how they were going to thwart Emu hundreds of years later down the track. Maybe there's some relevance to the amount of time that's passed. Maybe it's got something to do with the sea takes a certain amount of time to rise, or geography needs to form in a certain way. The calm belt or the red line, movements around the One Piece world planet, the planet that doesn't have a name, something like that. But what do we think about, like, if Joy Boy cheated death or Better yet, if Joy Boy like cheated Emu and inserted himself in perpetuity into the devil fruits and the world by extension, does that mean like devil fruits get their name like because like damn Joy Boy got me good? Like, is the catch of not being able to swim, does that come as something purely born of spite? Is it like screw that guy and his timeless devil fruits? I'll make it out like they're bad guys, like devils, and make it so they can't swim. Also, can we put HAKI into other devil fruits? Does Sabo have a touch of the ace in him? Because this one for me is cool. You know, the power that brings Brook back to life with the Yomi Yomi no Mi, was that originally born of someone storing their HAKI in a devil fruit so it could like restart life? Like this has all got me thinking. I'm probably gonna have to do another video which merges what I would consider two weirdly broken devil fruits, the Opie Opie no Mi and Brook's like Yomi Yomi no Mi. What if someone was able to digest two devil fruits without dying like Blackbeard does? Let's say it's Blackbeard. Blackbeard had Brook's fruit, Law's fruit, and they performed the immortality surgery to extend the life of someone else, but then they died, but then they came back to life because they had Brook's fruit. Would they die, or could they cheat the system and game the Grim Reaper? They're gaming the Grim Reaper of more than one life. They're gaming the Grim Reaper of two lives because they're saving themselves through the Brooks fruit and being able to extend someone else's life. That on top of being like, fuck you, death. Like, I can eat two devil fruits at once. Like, I mean, that feels like a bit of a cheat code to me. That'd be fun. Like, if that happens, I'll be very happy. I sincerely doubt it. I just want to know if you can put HAKI into a devil fruit and change the devil fruit for the good, can you make it so that that HAKI is there when the devil fruit regrows again? Because if you can do that, if Joy Boy did do that, it's just like the biggest FU to AIM, like just forever. My dream lives on. And this is what I mean. It's like Vegapunk's message. Yeah. We can call it a will. That ceaselessly inherited aspect, we can call it a will. Is that ceaselessly inherited aspect inside of devil fruits? Is that aspect desires or wills or dreams or spirit or HAKI or God souls? It feels like a trope, but if it's like connected to like a power system like HAKI, it feels important that that is clarified at some point. But that's crazy. If that can be done, if you could put HAKI in a devil fruit and then have that devil fruit reproduced, just the act of a devil fruit user dying would mean that your HAKI goes and goes forever, unless there was some way to take it back out. I don't know. If Emeth in chapter 1122 is out here doing shit with the rope, like doing big like blow Gorosei back to Marijois crazy level HAKI action with the rope, and that's a small section that's just been cordoned off. How did he split it up? How did he split it up? If he split it up with the Uppy Uppy No Me, that makes sense to me. But if he just did it because he's just that guy and that's the strength that he has, there's levels to this. Shanks has levels. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. And it would make sense with Joy Boy, but it's like, wow. Like, wow. Anyway. Thanks. Follow me at East Boo Saga. Cause I don't know how to do this very well, and I'm learning. Thanks.